Hello everyone. Right, so I've got a new thing for you. You may notice I'm actually in, is it the Murkwater construction site? I'm gonna start doing, not necessarily let's builds, but building videos of all of these settlements that I actually do eventually do tours on. It's going to be, this is kind of the trial one, so there'll be a little bit of a different format to this one. But basically the idea being, so you guys can actually see, because I always get questions how you specifically solved an issue. Like, for example, this one, I know had I made a tour on it, you would have asked me how to, fix up this house, for example. So bear with me a little bit. Normally they'll be about under 20 minutes, and they will generally be, like, I'll show you, for every, say, 10 minutes of footage, I'll show you about 2 minutes of what I did. So they're kind of like chopped up let's builds, but I'm also going to name them something different. This one will be named something differently than let's build, but I haven't actually decided yet. I'm going to decide that when it's rendering, so hopefully I pick something decent enough. Just for the reason being is we're doing so many let's builds right now. I thought putting them all into one shitey little, not shitey, but one little playlist just looked a bit just crap, and they were, numbered up to 19 or something. Anyway, right, so basically I wanted to do Murkwater. This is actually going to be strong strokes, loads of slightly raidery looking settlers' homes. It's going to look quite cool, and it's going to use loads of the raider stuff and loads of the super mutant stuff. It's going to be quite a dark place. I think I'm going to use the spiky armored gear that you get from the forged. You see what I'm doing right now? Now the reason I'm doing this in halves is because of the misshapen nature of the building, because one side is a little bit chunkier than the other, I have to actually put it in two pieces, and it worked perfectly. Also, I've learned a little thing. See, I'm using the foundation to squeeze it in. 1 second, I'll get in a sec. Also, this place is so rainy and foggy, so sorry. Don't worry, in a minute I actually do go out and change the colour of my Pip-Boy light so it's all white. But you see that? It's too high. And I was like, oh, no. And then I just realised I had a genius thought. Genius, because I'm a genius little man. If I just hold X, raise that higher, I can then use that to lower the structure down into the ground. It never occurred to me to do that. In hindsight, I actually could have probably lowered it a bit more because the floor is a little bit raised close to the door, but I do a little funky thing, so it looks fine. So you can see it worked pretty well. I keep going back and forth, don't worry. Yeah, in this one, I don't achieve as much as I will do in the later ones. There'll be another one of these soon, and the idea being that maybe you'll get about 2, maybe 3 of these for each settlement tour. Let's see, I've got my light on now. And that way, effectively, you do get a narrated settlement tour, but I can still have my unnarrated ones. That was the idea, basically. And also you're going to see a change in the editing quality of these quite a bit. I'm actually going to change the style of my thumbnails. And also, as you can probably see already, I wanted to put a kind of more notable watermark at the bottom. Because it does have one, default on YouTube, but it's tiny, you can't even read it. I'm going to be just upping the quality of the channel quite a bit over the next week or two. Each video I'm going to add something new. Anyway, right, so I'm testing just first. This actually works so well. And I make an error, and I fix it really simply. So I'm just kind of testing the height here. So basically I end up having to make more or less the exact same structure that I made just then. I'm keeping it quite basic in terms of the wood because I want to use this as a canvas, effectively, for decorating the outside of the building. Again, this is a little bit different than kind of what I would normally do in a Let's Build, because I'd obviously do a complete structure. In this one you're going to see, not in this one, but versions of this type style of video, you're going to see how it kind of comes from a blank canvas and then actually kind of looks into a finished settlement. Also, the motivation for this is it allows me to it's motivating me to maybe be a bit more creative, because I was feeling a little bit like I wasn't really challenging myself to kind of make something interesting. So look at this, right? Now also I have to move it around because I can't put it in. I can't see the top, so I have to actually move that over there and then move it back, and then not, because it doesn't, it's not close enough. But I basically have to just kind of grab it from a further distance. But I'm quite chuffed with how I actually do this. This house worked really well. So here we go. So I'm popping it in there. Now wait for it. Wait for it. So it goes in perfectly, right? But what have I done? Do you see what I've done? Already, I've made a mistake. It's too high up on that side. Oh no! Shit! Now I grab it, I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. Then I just thought, oh, maybe if I should try this, see if it'll work right. So it looks perfect inside, except for that bottom floor bit, but I take that off, and what I do looks quite cool. It's quite straightforward. But I'm like, oh no, it looks all shit. But I like the errors, see, because if I hadn't shown you this, you wouldn't have even noticed I'd fucked that up, because how I sort it out. Be jelly. It's good. You'll be impressed. Wait for it. Oh, and I'm testing whether these doors work. They do not. So I take that off first. And this base, I just used the same technique that I used in that texturizing the flooring video. So basically, I just put a few little kind of shattered boards down, because I want this to be kind of like quite a trashy looking settlement. See, that looks pretty cool. But the roof, because it's obviously all wank, basically. Take that off. Now, because of the fact that there has something to clip to, I can just clip it straight in. I didn't expect, I thought it would, you know, the actual building would get in the way. This is the one I thought would fuck up. I see it slap in. Oh, shit. And also, you see me excitedly. This is me showing it. Guys, look, look, look. And then I take some Ultra Jet as well. I've moved on to Ultra Jet, by the way. If you're wondering what my chems are now, it's Psycho Buff and Ultra Jet, which I think is a much better combo. So we're doing the top floor now. Again, I'm keeping it quite... I want this to be a slight tower, but what I'm actually going to do, and I'm not going to do it in this video, because I'm still figuring out... I think I figured out how I'm going to structure them, how I'm going to record them, rather. Basically, while I'm recording, I'm just going to kind of like... every 5 or 10 minutes, just kind of record 3 minutes of what I've just done. So you'll get more or less, like, potentially 2-3 hours worth of... an hour, say, worth of building in one 15-minute video, but it won't actually be an hour sped up, if you get my meaning, and that way I can not have to show you the boring parts. But basically, the reason being with this one is I want to texturize the outside with various wooden items in the game. That's why I keep it quite flat. So, I do kind of have a little bit of a fiddle with it, but I don't actually do anything in this video. So things like bridges, just kind of give it a bit more substance to the outside. Well, that's the theory anyway, which is why I'm keeping it very flat. I do forget to put the door on, because I'm a knobhead. It works there, though, it's fine. And I'm going to pop this one in here. It looks cool. This place is really, really dangerous as well. Some people have mentioned this, because this is, Murkwater construction site. So it's right at the southern side. It's kind of a little bit to the... It's very close to the glowing sea-ish. Like the glowing sea's like that way. But it's also not very far away from... Jesus Christ, my brain is not working. Quincy. It's not very far away from Quincy. So it's basically, it's quite a dangerous area. All the enemies are quite high level. And Amila Queen spawns here. However, some people say she spawns inside the settlement. I don't think she does. I think she spawns just on the outside of it. So I'm going to basically... I might even have missile turrets on here. Before I actually started building here, it just had 12 of the level 5. Level 7, actually. They can go, the turrets can go to level 7 up here, and they were literally just... about 12, 13 of them, I think, at 100 defense. And they're all just in a big line next to the pond right there. This is a cool little area. I'm actually leveling up... building up rather my affinity with strong right now. It's a pain in the bloody ass. I'm pretty much just doing the minute quest because I don't want to be a dickhead and eat people. So initially was gonna keep the top completely closed in. I think I end up putting a couple of windows out there because I do want to be able to look outside. With this area, it is quite crappy weather, but the thing is I actually really like the rain a lot. It's actually my favourite. I'm British, basically. It makes me really patriotic to look at it. I'm like, God bless the Queen. Look at that beautiful grey weather. Oh, and I just blew into my mic. Fantastic. But yeah, no, it's quite a cool one, this area. I've been wanting to build it for a while. So, let me know what you think on this style of video, basically. You know, I'm pretty sure on Twitter it was a kind of resounding, yes, David, please do this. I'm just going to chop it up. I might even not script them, but just maybe think about what I'm saying. I'm just trying to up the quality a little bit. I basically, I want an excuse to edit videos more effectively, so I get better. And also kind of show you guys more stuff. So as you can see, this one's maybe not very exciting. What I do afterwards is I make this little, or I begin making this little area for the water purifiers. That's all this is, basically. It's this doing this building here, which in essence is quite a cool little technique of how to actually reinforce this, because it maybe is hard if you doesn't occur to you to actually do the half and half building. So there we go. It's pretty cool. It blends in so perfectly as well, other than that front bit, which I actually quite like. I might even extend the top a little more, because I'm thinking of making it a bit more of a bigger tower. And it's got a nice weird little shape, but at the same time it's very, very flat, so it gives me a lot to work with in terms of actually making the outside of the building look grand. So the weather went better here. Now my premise for this is I wanted almost random little wooden paths going through the pond, basically. But for some reason, I think maybe it was the way the angle, but they kept going into the water. But fortunately, I could hold X and pull them out. You'll see this a lot in a second. I do get them sorted out and straightened in the way that I like, so I'm having a little bit of a... And I can't select them now. See, they're just angled in the wrong way. Maybe, I don't know why, but they're angled, so they're actually going into the water. They're sloping, so I can't actually grab them, but I can grab that end one and then pick them out. And that just kind of gives me an idea. And this is also going to give me a bigger idea later down the line, by the way, because I can now use this technique to make a giant little wooden board area on a flat surface and just literally grab that and then move that into a different area. I'm going to do that in Sanctuary. You'll see what I'm meaning. See, look at this. I can actually grab this. I didn't realise this at all. So I make this little path here. It's nothing very exciting, but it's a bit too low. I wanted to show you the areas. Later videos you won't see as many of these mistakes for this style. Yeah, well, what I mean by this, and what this video or videos like this are going to be, this is me just trying to grab those items, is basically I want to kind of... The Let's Builds are still going to be there. They're pretty much the main part of the channel in a lot of ways, but they're not going to be called Let's Build soon anymore. I'm actually going to kind of either individually call them, or like each settlement will have its own little series, and maybe I'll have like a miscellaneous Let's Build section. I'll keep the old ones, it's just that it's getting a bit... It's almost like one giant Let's Play, if you know what I mean. So here we go. So we've got the little kind of the first path. I'm trying to be as... And what you're going to see in a minute, which is why I'm going to keep showing you some of these errors and fuck-ups, is this is how doing these kind of stuff, like, I don't know why it did that. It connected to the ground for some reason, but I just built over it. A lot of the errors and fuck-ups are how I learned to do kind of some of the weirder things, because I like to experiment. Like here, I'm just trying something. And what I do is I try something that may look... This looks a bit weird, right? It doesn't look completely right. It's like, oh, really, Davey? That looks a bit wank. But I'm actually quite pleased with what I end up with, and it's not even finished yet. And that's pretty much how I actually make a lot of the stuff that I do. I basically just think, right... For example, here, I'm like, okay, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have big platforms actually on the edge for some purpose. I might put, I don't know... seats in them, maybe for fishing. I was going to put some workshops in there. I don't bother in a second. I'm like, okay, this is cool, because I want to be able to walk on this. I was going to put the railings all over, but then I don't put all of them over because it looks a bit shit, because it's not as open as I would like it to be. See what I'm doing right there? And I put those on first. And this is pretty much how I built it. And what I want to do is change this. Change this out so it's not going to be called Let's Build anymore. This might be called something different, as I said, and I might think of something better over the next couple of days. But so I can show you the points of interest, and show you more, maybe not speed it up as much as well, which would be really nice, so it'll be more like a kind of 1 times the speed, like 1.5 times the speed, not double it or something. Just basically, I put some ladders on, it doesn't really work. Yeah, you'll see what I mean. Think of this as the test one, but I made sure I did interesting stuff in this one. I really like the settlement, it's going to look fucking cool. And someone suggested on Twitter, I can't remember your name, sorry dude, that I go to, I can't remember who's tweeted it, but basically, because I need loads of bones, and I'm going to be going to the cemetery where I also get my hub flower. That's where I'm going to go, I think, because I need lots of bones for this one. So I put kind of random little ones on the side. I'm like, okay, the kind of, so I took the end parts of the railings, but I'm going to keep that little kind of half railing part on each side that I like. Then I think, right, okay, I want water purifiers. I'm not going to use the big one. I'm just going to use 3 eventually, kind of at different angled, I guess, smaller or medium water purifiers, because I just like the idea. And that right, I'm thinking, okay, do I put weapons workbenches in? Do I end up putting that in? I don't. I changed my mind, because I have a thought. The thought is, I would like to cover these. That one's always too big. It's a bit of a bit of a fiddly one, this. Oh no, it is that one I use. See, it's just the angle's right, and what I end up doing is just covering them. Now, there's a little bit you can see at the back of this one for some reason. It is poking through the top a little bit. This one's the hardest one to put in. But it looks alright. It's poking a bit through the top. I don't know why. I think it was maybe the water was deeper because I couldn't raise that up as much. So, like, the other ones are fine. But I just kind of accept it because it's not really poking through it. It's kind of poking just on the edge. Take the ladders off because they look shit. And then we're going to pop another one in. And I'm going to have a third one in a second. It's going to be the same kind of thing as well. This is what I want to kind of show you guys more, I think. And also, obviously, the sanctuary. I know I said I was going to do the sanctuary houses. I just wanted to do a different style of video for today. And obviously, I know this is technically a let's build, effectively. But it's going to be the premise for what is a kind of new style of video, where I can show you more, less sped up than this, for example, hopefully. And just a bit more exciting. So here, what I'm trying to do is experiment as well. I want to kind of add more texture to around the pond. Now, I was thinking of surrounding it with railings. I'm actually going to use the wire fences, but kind of broken up. And I realised that's a little bit too high. And I don't want them in a square. I want them to be kind of like angled. But they're also not going to cover up all the holes. It's going to be just look a little bit ramshackle. I see that's floating there. So I'm going to start on... Yeah, just do it there, basically, because that way it snaps in to the actual ground rather than... I love this post. Let's put a bit of an angle more. There we go. So I've got a nice little gap, but it's also at different height as well, which I like it. And I don't actually do all of that. I just did it for that one piece there, because I wanted to keep this video not too long, but I wanted to show you something interesting. So for the next video, for example, which I'm going to do probably, because I'm going to do the Sanctuary Let's Build tomorrow. I'll probably do Sunday. I'm going to try and do a Division video at some point as well. I'm just still umming and ahhing what the non-Fallout content's going to be, because I don't know. I'm happy as hell with the Fallout content. I just want to change the format a little bit. But the non-Fallout content, I have no idea what to do. To the point the Division stuff, I'm not even sure it's going to work out. But, so you see what I'm doing right now? Just having a gander, having a look-see, having a think. Let me know what you think of this style of video. And hopefully I kind of explain my vision for what I'm going to be doing. Think of this as a precursor, basically. Next one I do of these will probably be about an hour, hour and a half of my recording cut down into heavily edited, so it's 15 minutes, and it's still going to be sped up, but not sped up as much as this. That's the premise here. Because that way I don't have to show you loads of boring shit, but you get to see everything. Like, nothing you see in these videos will be something that I haven't shown before. No, I just won't show you me, like, doing every single floor, but like, I'll start it, and then I'll just go to the end. So, right, there we go. That's basically what I build in this little tester one. And now I have to think of a title while this is rendering. Glorious. I actually really like that as well. And I love the rain. So there we go. I'm just going to do a little tour. These will always have a tour of what we've done. Probably not sped up. I don't know why I was running a little bit. I do slow down, don't worry. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments what you think of this style of video. Any questions, as always, leave a comment or follow me on Twitter. You can see it as there, @norespawns. And I will talk to you lovely people soon.